Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are. And welcome to Solo Shift Podcast. I am your host, Miss Wedeh Guar. I know you're asking, why am I so excited? I'm so excited because this is a topic that I struggle with as a 9 to 5 single working mother. But just before I get into this topic of today, I want to know how you guys are doing. How was your weekend? We are in the 11th month of the year. And are you guys scared? I'm not scared, but I'm nervous. I'm happy because I've achieved a lot this year. Like, I'm so happy. Okay. I love the fact that I'm working towards achievable goals that I set for myself. And they only became achievable when I decided to break them into pieces, chunks, work at it, chunks, work at it, chunks, work at it. But with that being said, and me being such a distraction to you guys and to myself, welcome back. This episode is nothing strange to you. I promise you, it's nothing strange to you, and it's simply time management. Let me get comfortable and let's get into it, okay? Because I need to sit back. I swear, I need to sit back and pour all this wisdom into you. I need to sit back and relax and let's talk about this. As a single mother of 2 boys, when I tell you I struggle with time management, I seriously did. Like, being on time was hard for me, okay? It was hard for me because I did not prioritize so many things. My day-to-day activity, I did not have a fixed schedule. And for those who come to single mothers to talk about them, honey, we got juice for you. We have juice for you. And this is for all my single moms out there working 9 to 5. Girl, let me let you know something, okay? The reason why this journey, your position is rocky is because your position requires, okay, you know how you go to apply for a job and there are requirements for their job? Okay. A 9 to 5 single working mother job is not a one person's job position. It's two. You, the mother, and the father. Checkmate. That is part of the requirement for their position as a parent. But being that you are a solo parent, you are now a solo parent, your position gets to be difficult. It gets to be overwhelming. Time management is something that you need to incorporate in your journey and have strategies on how to manage your time, to reclaim your time back for you. And because I've went through the struggle, I am here to let you know that I have 9 good tips. Girl, I'm telling you, I've been working on me. I have been seriously putting in the work over the years. Like, you know what? It was so bad. It was I'm laughing at myself now because it's crazy that I can sit here and own up to this in this space and be myself. It was so bad that I would have dates to go on, right? And tell me why I would be like an hour late to my date. Like, it was bad, okay? It was bad. Like, I did not have anything planned out. It was so bad that I felt the need to always be at work and didn't even know how to set boundaries between my income making time and my time with my kids. I was always at work. If you ask my oldest, he will tell you, Mommy, you work so much, you didn't have time for me. At the end, we talked about it. and we came up with a solution. And how did we come up with a solution? We came up with a solution when I decided I need to incorporate time management in my day-to-day life. And one of the things that I did, these are the things that I did, but I'm going to break it down. These are the things that I did to incorporate time management into my life as a 9 to 5 single working mother, is to establish a morning routine. And you would ask me, like, what does that mean to establish a morning routine? Establishing a morning routine helps you like start out your day on the right foot as a 9 to 5 single working mother. It helps you to be consistent with your routine, meaning it helps you to stay on task with your chores. That includes like, hey, if it includes you putting some time break, like making breakfast, preparing for your day, having a strong routine can help you. When I say it helped me, it helps you have a very strong start, like gain the tone of your day as a 9 to 5 single working mom. Setting a routine for me was one thing that I worked on. I woke up in the morning, and when I woke up in the morning, it simply meant that for me to wake up in the morning and wake up before everyone else, I had to go to sleep early. Yes. I went to sleep early, made sure the kids were in bed early. And if you are a young 9 to 5 single working mom, this is going to help you a lot. For my OGs out there, girl, I'm going to get to you, but this is going to help you a lot. For my 9 to 5 young single working moms, make sure you're going to sleep at the same time your kids are going to sleep. If you put the kids in the bed and they're asleep and you know that they are at sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Get you about 6 to 7 hours of sleep. If you can boost it up to 8, to God be the glory for you, right? You're going to reclaim your energy the next morning. And when you go to sleep, set an alarm to wake up an hour before your kids wake up, or maybe 2 hours. You know what your schedule looks like. You know how to reclaim your time. Get up, get yourself ready, reclaim that time for yourself. And things that I did to set the tone for my day when I was trying to reclaim my time, reclaim my energy, and stay focused with a positive mindset. I woke up in the morning, I did my meditation, I prayed, I made my bed up. Yes, that's one thing. Yeah, those are things that you need to implement. Just don't get out of the bed thinking that, hey, the day is gonna, fix the bed for you. Get yourself up. Fix yourself up. Okay? We're talking about time management, but with time management, you also have to implement self care within time management. And that is something I did when it came to me setting the tone for my day. Put myself together, make sure the kids were in bed on time. When I woke up in the morning was when I put myself together. Let me say, made sure the kids were in bed when they're supposed to be in bed. I had a fixed schedule where my kids were in bed at 8 p.m. every night. By 8:30, I'm already in bed. I'm waking up at 4:30. If I have to work out, I work out. Okay. If I had to take a shower and do all that, I did that as well. Set a plan for your morning. Like establish a plan for your morning that when you wake up, you would not be in no rush. Because like my mom used to always tell me, she used to be like, them old folks was something serious, okay? When you hurry, you worry. When you rush, you crush. Haven't you noticed that sometimes when you hurry, you're always worried? Like you have this anxious feeling like, what did I leave behind? Did I forget anything? And 9 times out of 10, you did. And when you're rushing, when you're in a hurry, what do? You're bumping your arms on things that you have no idea about later on because you'll be like, hey, where did I get this bruise? Because you were in such a hurry. So you rush, you crush, you hurry, you worry. take that from an OG. So my old girls out there, to my 9 to 5 OGs out there, how is your time management for you? How are you guys incorporating time management now that the kids are older? How are you incorporating time management in your life? Because they're older, you have time on your hand. You have time on your hand for your self-care. You have time on your hand to meditate. You have time on your hand to do so many things for you, to get to know who you are. I truly feel that some of the reasons why a 9 to 5 single working mom spends so much time with her children, I'm not sure about you, but this is what I feel and think. And I'm saying this because it was something that, I experienced until I started to identify my problems. Because I was lacking of time management. I always felt the need to always spend time with my kids. And yeah, spending time with my kids, even though I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with spending time with your children. But as a 9 to 5 working single mother, when do you have time to get to know who you are? I'm quiet because I want to know your response. Even though you're not going to talk to me, it's a podcast. Yeah. When do you have time to get to know who you are? Because when you cultivate time management in your daily routine, daily life, and you tell yourself, I'm going to spend time with me. I'm going to spend time to identify things that trigger me as a 9 to 5 single working mom. I want to get to know myself. What makes me happy? What makes me mad? What sets me off? What brings me peace? How can I develop such a strong foundation for myself to get to know who I am? I feel like when a person does not know who they are, there is no way they can validate themselves. And if you cannot validate yourself, you tend to go out there to seek validation from the outside world. And the way they validate you, you have no choice but to accept because you don't know who you are. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense to somebody out here. Okay. So the best thing to do to cultivate time in your life also helps you get to know who you are as a 9 to 5 working single mother. And if you find any difficulties with doing this, it's best that you prioritize your tasks. And the way to prioritize your tasks, some of the ways to prioritize your tasks, I would say this, right, is to write things out. When you write things out, like get a to-do list. Prioritize your tasks by creating a to-do list. Write them down in order of priorities to make sure that your most important items get to be done first, and also help you value the day and the feeling of you accomplishing your task, and make sure you check them off as you prioritize them. Another thing that I did, which is 3 things now, because I told you guys, I said I had 9, right? Okay. Another thing that I did was called time blocking. Time blocking. Yes, time blocking. And time blocking was one of my favorite things that I did. Time blocking for me was breaking my day into blocks, allocating like specific time slots for different tasks. And whether it was work, family, self-care, and most of all now that I do is to relax, find time to relax in every moment. So be aware of myself, my surroundings in the moment. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I don't care if it's work, workout, talking to someone, always find that time to just relax and be like, okay, so what are we talking about? Try to recollect. And when you do this, it ensures you that you're dedicating, it ensures that you're dedicating your focus on time, you know, to make each area without overlapping, without overlapping over. Okay, let me break this down for you. Let's say you make time to relax. You make time to relax. and you're relaxing and someone says something like, oh, I need this. No, 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 no. You're going to wait. I'm relaxing right now. And the kids will do this to you, right? I'm relaxing right now. When I'm done, I'll give it to you. And by doing that, what are you simply trying to tell them? You care for yourself. One, it's not that you don't care for them. You also want to assure them, hey, I care for you, but I just need this mental break. I truly feel like this right here is going to help a 9 to 5 single working mom, especially my young ones, the young ones in their 20s, those, some of us in our 30s still don't know about time management, and even in our 40s. Okay. So, whatever piece that you can get from this episode, I suggest that you go ahead and just implement that in your daily routine. Are you going to do that? You need to do it because leveraging technology is one of the things that you need to do too as well. And that is number four on our list. When we leverage technology, what does that mean? You leverage technology to use to be productive. You use technology like apps on your phone. That's leveraging technology. Apps on your phone like Google Calendar. Get on Google Calendar, set a reminder to yourself, or even if you have an iPhone, you set a reminder to yourself like, hey, I am going to do this specific task at this time. Set a timer for me. And while that time is running, you've already reclaimed your time. If you're going to take a nap, you've taken the nap or you're taking the nap. When the time goes off, you get up and you go ahead and you complete whatever task it is that you had the time set for. You use technology, you leverage technology to set your goals for you. Prioritizing your time is very important. When I say it's very important, it's very, very, very important for a 9 to 5 single mother. And if you're not using any apps, I suggest that you use Google App because that's one of my favorite. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's one of my favorite to use. That's how I stay organized. There are other, there are other apps out there, but I'll rather use that. I don't know, maybe because I have, Chrome on my tablet or on my laptop or, on my cellular device. So I go ahead and I use it. Another step to use in reclaiming your time back is limiting distraction. Oh my God, limiting distraction in your life. As a 9 to 5 single working mom, limiting distractions, like how do you minimize non-essential activities in your life? When you know you're supposed to do something, but girl, here you are. I think this is just for my young mothers. Okay. You're on the phone. You're playing on the phone when you're supposed to be with the babies, right? Or not. How do you limit your personal distraction? For me, I would set the tone for my day, and I will give you an example. Back then, my distraction was being a people pleaser. Now I will say it, being a people pleaser. People will call me. I will be busy spending time by myself for me, and someone will call me. Instead of me setting the tone, setting boundaries to let them know that it's about me, or not even answering the call. Because I don't owe them no explanation. I don't owe them jack. I don't even have to tell you, hey, I'm taking a nap. I see the call. It's to simply have self-respect for myself to say, hey, no, I'm not going to answer it. This is my time. That phone call coming into the time that I'm trying to relax, that's a distraction to me relaxing, to get to know me, to me rejuvenating, to be able to group myself to continue my day. But instead, what did I do? I got up, not aware at the time, very young and naive at the time. I got up and I attended to their needs. or their wants. At the end of the day, I'm tired, I'm grumpy, I'm taking all that frustration onto my children when I should have set the time to tell myself or to remind myself, this is my time, I'm taking it back. Anyone who comes into my time will be black. It's like, now that I know, I'm selfish about my time. I'm not even going to lie. I'm selfish. I'm very selfish about my time. I'm selfish because I don't want no interruption. I'm setting my boundaries. I don't want no interruption, especially during work hours. I didn't know how to tell my job no. I'll have to go home and here they come asking me questions. Oh, can you work at this, such and such hours on this and this hours, or will call me into work even when the phone is on silent. I mean, distracting me. And I will fall into the distraction without boundaries and I will go to work when it was my day off. Yeah. I know a lot of people would say, oh, but if you need the money, go. But how do you need the money? Like, how good is the money for you when your mental health is lopsided? Answer that. Make that make sense to me, please. How? So what I did was I kept my phone on silent and I made sure I did not answer any calls that came to be a distraction to me. Another thing that I did to reclaim my time back was prepping my meals ahead of time. This is something that I am so good at now. Back then, no. I thought that the kids should have hot sandwiches in their lunchbox to take to school. I thought that, everything had to be freshly made in the morning. And I mean, I was running late. Boy, was I running late. I was running late to work. I was running late to work because I had to drop kids off at daycare. I had to do so many other things before getting to work. And I wanted to work out. So it's like, we only have X amount of hours within the day. How do you set your time so that you're reclaiming so much time back within the day and you not being anxious? I talked about hurrying and worrying. You rush, you crush. I just spoke about that. One of the things that I dealt with was when I rushed or when I used to be in that survival mindset of I have to get it done. If I don't do it, no one else would do it, even though this is my responsibility. But at the same time, I'm not the only one here in this situation. It takes two to make a child. But by not getting that external help from out there, I questioned and things played in my mind a lot. I questioned my situation, especially when I rushed. I had this anxiety. Like you talking about, I don't know about you guys. My anxiety was so high. Like I would be so anxious. Like my armpits will sweat so bad. Will be sweating so bad because I'm rushing. But at the same time, not only am I rushing, I'm rushing and mentally I'm not even in a present mind state, like a present state of mind. I'm rushing and it's like I got to get everything together. But at the same time, damn, I'm rushing. Who's looking at me? They're judging me like, oh my gosh, she's always rushing. And why can't she ask for help? I mean, it was just so much mental distraction, so much mental war against myself. Whenever I would rush, I was so freaking confused. And I would get to the place I'm going irritated at everybody else when the problem was me. All I had to do was to set time, make time for me on how to prioritize things in my day, how to start my day and reclaim those time that I was wasting on being frustrated and walking away from things that I should have gotten done instead of taking it out on other people. That was something that I did. So back to what I was saying, one of the things that helped me was meal prep. I made sure my kids' lunch was ready, like the little snacks when they were younger. I got them ready at night, like the sandwiches. I put everything in a bag overnight and put them in a refrigerator, got closed out the night before and did everything the night before. So that way I was ready. And I did that. Most of that was done on the weekend. So that saved me time during the week. Because, man, meal planning can be simple, like an evening, simple. Do everything in the evening of your time while you're spending time with them and have them be in the kitchen with you while you're doing it. Another thing that I did to reclaim my time, and this is something that society talks about now, and we're now starting to understand the definition of setting boundaries, setting your boundaries. Back then, I did not understand what setting boundary was or what it even meant to me as a 9 to 5 single working mom. I did not know. So to set a boundary, to set boundaries for myself, had now the boundaries that I set for myself is between work and home. That's one of the very first thing I did was set boundaries between work and home to make it clear, define. Like I had to define clearly limits on how many hours to avoid burnout for me because I'm only human, okay? I'm only human. I cannot burn myself out at work. Yes, the overtime is going to be there. The bills are going to get paid. And how can you set boundaries not to get burned out, but still reclaim your time to pay your bills? It's simple budgeting. When you budget and not overly spend, you set boundaries for yourself. I'm going to work X amount of hours. This is what I'm going to bring home. This is what I'm going to pay myself. This is what I'm going to invest in my family and invest in myself and save as well. So you define clear limits on work hours to avoid burnout and allow dedication, something as simple as dedicating time with your family or to yourself. Log out from work emails after hours to mentally separate yourself from work and home. I had to do that. That was one of the best things I've ever did because it's like if you don't log out, the emails are coming and here you go, oh, you know what? And I have to answer these emails and I have to reply to this. No, I don't answer anything. Yeah, you pay me for the time that I'm there. But when I leave there, this is my time that I'm reclaiming for myself at home with me. Okay? And speaking of me time, it's number 8. Me time. Number 8. In the meantime, ladies, 9 to 5 single working mom, plan a meantime. And how do you plan a meantime? Schedule time for your self-care. Even if it's just something as 30 minutes. Read, meditate, or relax. Prioritizing yourself help reduce your stress and boost your productivity in other areas of your life. If you don't believe me, if you don't prioritize your time and reset and take care of yourself, you will be lacking in other areas of your life, especially when it comes to your work. And your work, brings in the income. You'll be sluggish at work, going to sleep late, thinking that, okay, I'm going to stay up late and go to sleep, and get 2, 3 hours of sleep and bounce back. Yeah, girl, that was something that you would do when you were much younger. But now as you're older, it's different. Your body starts, well, you know what? Let me just drift away from the topic a little bit. but we'll still come back to time management. Okay. Our body is uniquely built, is built in a way and it functions in a way that if you do not prioritize time for yourself, your body will let you know you don't have time for yourself. You will see it in you. You will start to get mentally drained from something that you are overly doing and doing too much when you're supposed to be doing too little with boundary setting. But because your lack of time management, you tend to overly extend yourself thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And later on, I'll regroup myself. And when it's time to regroup yourself, there go the distraction in your life again. And then it's like it's an ongoing circle that you keep rolling over and over and over. And just like this just blew my mind of how well I've set these steps in my life that just by taking them has changed my life. At the end of the day, when following all 9 of these steps, and I am going to give you step 9, by following these steps, you are going to see a significant amount of improvement in your productivity, in your time well spent with your children, your time spent with you, your values that you have for yourself. They're going to increase. You're going to look good as a 9 to 5 single working mother if only you would implement these steps in your life. Last but not the least, number 9, reflect and adjust your schedule. What are you doing throughout the day? What are you doing throughout the week? When you reflect and adjust your weekly schedule, at the end of each week, review what you have worked on and what didn't work out for you. Adjust your schedule or prioritize your needs to find what better balance going forward and what you can change. Balancing work and family and self-care is not something small. I mean, it's not for the faint at all. When you're balancing work as a 9 to 5 mom, oh my God, it's not something small to do. When you're balancing work, I'll say this again, and family as a 9 to 5 single working mother, it is not for the weak. But when you start to reflect on what your week was like and what you can change about the upcoming week, you tend to get a better head start. You tend to manage it for yourself as a 9 to 5 working mom and staying organized and feeling more in control of your day-to-day life. Folks, I'm telling you, it was so bad for me that I did not have time management. I was lacking. Your girl was lacking. I'll tell you a story before we close. I remember one day I was juggling so much. And as a 9 to 5 working single mother, you know our responsibility is overwhelming. And if we don't have time management in our lives, if we do not make the time for ourselves and our mental health and setting boundaries and having routine in place when it comes to time management, we will find ourselves on the other hand or on the other side of anxiety. We will find ourselves on the other side of anxiety, feeling like we are not important. The frustration. The story that I want to tell you is I don't know how old I was, but I remember one day, I think I had my second kid already. I remember one day getting ready to go to Walmart, and I went ahead and I had to pack a diaper bag to take with me and so many other things. You guys already know how heavy the car seat is. And I had to take the baby, the car seat, and all that. I was overwhelmed. I was tired. Okay. So I put the baby in the car. After I put the baby in the car, I strapped him down, did everything I was supposed to do. Well, I remember putting the baby in the car. What I didn't remember is putting my phone on top of the car. At the time, I had a truck. I put my phone on top of the truck and didn't even think of the phone. Got in the driver's seat and drove off. Got to the store, took the baby out, and then something, like something just said to me, like, where is the phone? Because I already had another kid in school that I had to pick up. And I'm saying to myself, like, where's my phone? And as I go, like, I'm running back to the car to look for this phone. I got to the car, got the phone. No, before I could get the phone, I'm looking everywhere. The phone is not in the car. And I just so happened to look on top of the roof of my car, and there was the phone. Like, the miracle that happened that day, because I'm saying to myself, oh my God, thank you that I have my phone. So just hear me out when I say, when you don't plan your day out, you rush. And in the process of me rushing, what did I do? I left my phone on top of the car. The phone could have easily fallen from the top of the car onto the road, broke. I could have drove on top of the phone. Someone else could have drove on top of the phone, and I would not even have a phone at the time. But thank God that the phone didn't fall from the top of the car, and I was able to get my phone. Well, this was today's episode. I want to tell you guys thank you for listening. I want to tell you thank you for your time. Again, time management. I want to tell you thank you for following us on every social media platform: TikTok, Solo Shift Podcast, Instagram, Solo Shift Podcast, Twitter, Solo Shift Podcast, YouTube, Solo Shift Podcast. And don't forget, we love you. I love you. This journey is not meant to be for one person. And because you are a solo parent, a solo mom working 9 to 5, and making such a huge sacrifice, not only for yourself, but for your children, please give yourself grace. Implement time management in your life and see the best results that you can give yourself for you, for your children. Because I guarantee you, sis, when you implement time management for you, the less anger you will have. You will not scream at them. Yeah. The more time you will have for yourself to get to know who you are and to work on some of those past things that you have not even tried to make time for. I love you. Stay blessed. Be loved and love yourself. Remember, there is no hood like a 9 to 5 working single motherhood. Until then, I'm Wedeh, your girl. Be blessed. Keep it positive. See you for the next episode that is coming up very soon. And it's called What? Self-Care. I look forward to you guys. I look forward to all of you subscribing and keeping this platform as positive and active as usual. Be blessed, stay loved, and bye for now.